Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we put the wheel in Flywheel films. No, I can't say that. No, but really, welcome back to Flywheel Films. Today is one of the most exciting moments in my entire Miata ownership. I've had NCs for a total of around 5 years, and it's finally time. New wheels day. So I got a taste of this fun initially when I first got winter wheels back on, I guess the first winter I had this car, just a few months afterwards. I got this car in September 2019, and winter 2019-2020 had a lot of fun with these winter wheels. And I'll make a full video on my winter setup in the coming months when it gets to actually be winter. But a quick note on these winter wheels for knowledge sake. These are MB weapons, which were apparently pretty popular with like Honda tuners in the early 2000s. I don't know, I just think they look cool. 7-spoke. I'm not usually a 7-spoke guy, but they work. Not in perfect condition, but they're literally meant to be winter beaters. They're straight, no bends or anything, no cracks, so it works for me. But these are 16x7s with an offset of 43, so effectively, what is that, 12 millimeter better offset than stock wheels, the stock 16s anyway, which are 16 by 6.5. So actually it's even more offset better. That's awesome. Yeah, so 12 millimeter plus a 1/4 inch width offset better, which is about 4. It's better than stock. And I've got 205 55 16s on this bad boy, which I think the stock 16-inch tires take 195 50 16. So these are beefy, they're chunky, and they are, again, ice snow tires. These are Champiro Ice Pros. Not the best by any means, but I actually never really felt scared, and I never got stuck, and I drove this car in snow a lot. Don't worry, I took really good care of it, continually washed it. We have undercarriage washes and everything, and it's not perfect anyways. It was a Ohio car. But anyways, these are studdable ice and snow tires. Not incredible, but they came on the wheels. I got a stupid good deal on these, so I'm not gonna complain. But anyways, they are probably on their last season. I've been running them a couple of seasons, and yeah, it's still plenty of tread, but like the snow effect is wearing off. So I don't know, maybe I'll burn these off at some point on the track or something. But I will, again, do a more in-depth winter drivable review video in the winter with better tires. So stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and then you won't miss it. So again, what am I coming from? Ugh, this beautiful thing. I love the design of these NC2 Special Edition / NC3 Club wheels. 17 inches by 7 width, 17 pounds, and the offset is 55. That's huge, just ridiculous. And the center bore, I think, is 67.3. But yeah, they're great. They've been faithful. I think they look great. It's just that high offset really got to me. Now I have seen people run these with like a 1-inch spacer, which actually looked really, really good, if you ask me. But I just wanted a little bit wider contact patch. But these are still amazing for someone who needs them for autocross or track, or just wants kind of that stock fitment with a better looking wheel. I think this looks the best of all the NC wheels. Anyone with an NC1 would benefit from these. So I'm effectively selling a set as of today, so let me know. They do have some curb rash, you know, but they look great, and they have tires that are still good. For the tires, I did go with General G-Max RS 215 45 R17, which is 10 wider than the 205 that comes factory. But I just wanted a little bit wider contact patch just to see how it worked, and it really works great. I should note, tires, just like shoes, are not exactly identical for everyone, so I should mention that. But in general, it seems like you can do 215s on the stock tires. Some people do 225s. I wouldn't do wider than 225s, but people do it. So again, I've owned NC Miatas for a cumulative around 5 years or so, and I've never actually gotten to upgrade from the stock wheels for my daily driving. Nothing against them. It's just every photo I've taken, I've had to work the angles to hide that horrific +55 offset. Many people recommend new tires first. And I think that is pretty valid. The ones that come in the car, again, are not fantastic. And tires can have such an incredible effect on how the car handles. In my case, I opted for the General G-Max RS because I wanted to try some performance tire. Of course, a lot of people go with all seasons, but for me, having my winter wheels, I could just focus on summer performance. So my original plan was to run these until they actually got burned out, these tires. My original plan was, oh, I'll get new wheels when these are no longer valid tires because the new wheels wouldn't fit the tires anyways because I want wider wheels. But then I justified to myself, oh, if I sell these stock wheels with good tires still on them, that adds a little bit of value to them. So that may have played into the equation, plus the fact that these new wheels just came available out of the blue. Thank you to my friend Khan for letting me buy your wheels. Thanks for moving to England to justify you selling them. But now for the moment you've all been waiting for. What did I get? Well, let me take you back to this magical unboxing from this morning. That's right, Flyin Miata Kogekis. So, Kogeki means attack in Japanese, and I fully intend to attack the track, or I guess whatever. I just like them because they look good. Honestly, I've been looking for wheels for a long time, debating which ones would be the perfect one. I thought about Koenig. Koenig Freeforms, I think look pretty cool. Koenig Ampliforms, of course, look awesome. Enkei TSV, Enkei PF01s. I just could not get myself to do the RPF ones because I don't want to be like every single other Miata. But these are actually made in partnership with Koenig, which is super cool. They're flow-formed wheels made with high pressure casting and spun forged rims. So these bad boys weigh 15.6 pounds, which is surprisingly 1.4 pounds lighter than the stock wheel, yet they are somehow an inch wider, giving me extra contact patch. And I think they look even better than the stock wheel, which I didn't expect to find anything I would like that much. So these are 17x8 plus 48, which is effectively a almost 20 millimeter spacer if you're looking at the flushness of the outside of the wheel compared to the stock wheels. So an inch wider and better offset. And they have the 73.1 millimeter hub bore, which Khan was nice enough to provide me with these rings also, these hub-centric rings, which help you basically fit the wheel onto the Miata. It is my understanding that our NCs are lug-centric, so you don't actually need the hub bore rings for safety, but they just help to put the wheel in the car. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in my research, that's what I've discovered. But as far as tires, I was considering Indy Firehawk I was considering Firehawk Indy 500s, and because they're affordable and look awesome, I never thought I'd think a tire would look awesome, and just, yeah, performance tire, something better than the General G-Max RS I've had. But Khan already had these wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. That's amazing. And these are 225s, I believe. Yeah, 225 45 ZR17. Now, Flyin Miata claims that you can fit this tire size on the 17x8s without any fender adjustments at all. You may remember I did already roll my fenders, but you could also fit a 235 40 R17. Same thing with unmodified fenders. Now, Flyin Miata also sells the Kogeki with 17x9, also 48 offset, and that could obviously need some fender modifications, but that's even more like track ready. If you've got a supercharged Miata or something, you need to put down more contact patch to carry that power, that wheel's for you. And that wheel weighs 17.5 pounds, which is miraculous. 2 inches wider than stock, barely weighs more. Enough jabber though, let's get these puppies mounted. Now, I'm assuming you all know how to jack up a car. I've made videos about this, I think in my oil change video, maybe even my brake caliper painting video. There's other videos, go watch them. But the quickest thing to know is to break the nuts loose. I mean, don't break them, but you know, loosen them ever so slightly before, especially the front wheels, because there's no parking brake or anything unless you have someone hold down the brake pedal. Break them loose, then raise the car up, and then take the wheels off completely. And I actually have one locking spline nut, which has its own key on each wheel. It's partially because I lost a lug nut, so I'm just gonna take all those off first, and then that'll make it a bit easier. What will be interesting is, will my stock lug nuts, and this wrench specifically, fit on the new wheels? I hope so. Now it's kind of good for the car, I think, in my head at least, to kind of ease it up. So instead of going full height on the left and then full height on the right, I do it, I don't know, 2/3 height on the left. Now I'm gonna do higher on the right and then back up higher on the left again. Check and make sure the stands are still good. Oh, I need like a towel. So safety first, I think. I have 4 jack stands, 1 on each corner, if you will, on the pinch welds. And then I left the jack fully extended on one side, and I took all the wheels off, put them underneath the wheel hubs. So that's a lot of levels of safety. If a stand were to fail, if something were to fail, that is all protection, because you don't want this car falling on you. Before we lose any light, I want to get these wheels on, and I want to see how this thing looks. I am so excited. You don't know what this means to me. It's been so long with this stock fitment, and I don't know how people do it. The rest of the world seems to be okay buying cars with stock offsets. It's sad, really. Dang. Gonna have to use my 19s. That's a bummer. I apparently can't count. So here's what I've learned. I need to lift more weights because these wheels are heavier than they should be. For me, they're lightweight, don't get me wrong. Also, I can't count. And well, I learned that my standard, the stock 21 mil lug nuts, they technically fit, but I don't have any sockets thin enough to get around them within the spindle holes or whatever on the new wheels. My old 19s that I had sitting around for the winter wheels, like they're really not looking good, not good condition. Those fit, but I must have lost 4 of them. I think I might go find a set of lug nuts. 19s apparently fit really well. So I'm gonna go find 19-inch set, maybe black, I'm not sure what color, but black I think looks pretty sleek. Then we'll finish the car. All right, it's now dark. Found some lug nuts, black. I don't know, I think black's gonna look good. And they'll also look good for my winter wheels. I forgot to mention, maybe I did mention this. I don't know, I'm getting so lost. Today's crazy. These wheels, I really wanted to get bronze, but Con had the gunmetal. And I was like, you know what, gunmetal look great too. The white and gunmetal, good, safe bet. Now, like I said in my previous video, if I do want to wrap this green, the gunmetal would look really good with green too. But I've always wanted bronze wheels. That's the benefit of running 2 sets of wheels. So my winter wheels, which you saw are currently gunmetal, they will be bronze. I think I'm gonna dip them. So we'll see. When we get to my winter series. I'm gonna do a whole series on winter driving and winterizing the Miata. But for now, let's get these bad boys put on and we'll finally be done. Right, so different clothes, different day. Here's what happened. Got all the lug nuts out, was super excited, put all the wheels on the car again, put the new lug nuts on the car, or I tried, and some of the ones in the package were the incorrect thread pitch. Most of them were the correct one, which is, by the way, M12 1.5. Some of them were M12 1.25. It was literally a packaging mishap. Brought it back to AutoZone. They were like, oh my gosh, so sorry. Returned it, didn't even exchange it. I was like, I don't even want these that much anyways. Like, I was just like so excited and wanted to get something instantly. So what I did was went on Amazon, ordered lug nuts that were highly regarded, highly rated, but inexpensive, because I do want to get really nice lug nuts. Flyin Miata, watch out, I'll be on your page soon. But in the meantime, it just wasn't in my plans or in the budget. I just needed something to get me through. So I'm anxiously awaiting the Amazon van. It's 2 days later. Imagine how sad I was driving around with these stock wheels longer than I was hoping to. But to not waste time, let me show you something else that's actually a pretty good step to consider that I didn't really think about earlier. All right, so in case you don't remember my oil change video, I mentioned you're supposed to rotate your tires like every oil change or so. It's just good practice. But I don't actually follow that. I rotate my own tires at my own will because I switch between 2 sets of wheels. So I still do throughout the year, but I'm just constantly measuring with this. That's a measuring device. I don't know what you call this. Tire tread depth measure. So basically what you do is you measure the tread depth on the tire. And I usually take a couple sample points, and usually in the middle of the tire. So this one's at about 7, and it's in millimeters, by the way. So 7 all around for that. And let's see, 8, okay, 8. So this stack of 2, the top one is 7, the lower one is 8. And with the Miata, because it's rear-wheel drive, the rear wheels typically wear down a bit faster. Now, there is a bit extra wear on the fronts as well because they do the turning, but for Miatas, it's still a bit more on the rear. For front-wheel drive cars, it's the fronts that wear much quicker because they both drive the car and turn. Let's go check the other side. You'll have to forgive the super messy garage. My roommate's into canyoneering. Let's see. 8. So I'm gonna actually flip these around because that way on both sides, the tire width ever so slightly, they're really close. They're almost identical, but the tire width slightly more tread, it goes on the back. So got these flipped around because now I know in my head, the top will be the front on both sides. They're all 4 really, really close, but it's still good to measure and just see how they're wearing exactly. Fortunately, unlike my other tires that I'm going away from, the General G-Max RS, these are not directional. So I can actually rotate all 4 corners as needed. But man, these look good. I've never had PS4S before, so super excited about that. They have a 300 tread wear, traction, AA, temperature A. I really need to figure out what all those mean. One thing I can point out is the date code. So 5120 is on this tire, and I'm guessing it's probably the same for all of them, or pretty close. What that tells you is the week of the year. So this was made in the 51st week of 2020. So they are not quite 2 years old on the tires. Of course, you have to gauge tire life, I guess, how long it's been since it was built, and also the tread depth. It's 2 factors. You might have really good condition tires with perfect tread depth because they've been sitting on a show car But for 30 years, those are probably not safe to really drive on, or at least hoon on, if you will. So now I've got it all figured out which one goes where. Now it's just the anxious waiting game for these stupid lug nuts. Honestly, I should have thought of this. If you're watching this video before getting wheels and tires, think about that. Flyin Miata even says on their site that the stock lug nuts don't work. At least I think I read that. But I'm just an idiot who didn't really pay attention. So, food for thought. 3 hours later. Yes. Finally. Right, since I'm sure someone will ask what I got, they're basically these things. I'm gonna try to beat the sun and switch these out as fast as possible. So, time lapse? Wow, they already look insanely good. So I see there's like a blue logo in the middle. Not a fan of that, but I also see there's a film that wants to come up. So I'm gonna see if that's just a protective film that I can carefully remove without destroying the center caps. But my backup plan is to just, oh, it's silver, okay. I'm okay with that, but I actually think I'd rather have a Mazda logo or a just plain black with nothing, because the wheels actually already say Flyin Miata right here. I don't know if you can see that, but that looks good. I still kind of wish they were bronze, but honestly, I just need to get this out there in the wild and see how it looks. Let's do it. Finally, Kogekis, Flyin Miata Kogekis on my car. It finally has new wheels, new shoes, after so long of wanting this. So thank you for tuning in, for checking out the wheels. Let me know what you think. What kind of wheels would you want for your car? I just can't stop taking them in. The offset is so much better. Everything is so much better. And I'm actually really digging the gunmetal. I'd still like bronze, so maybe that's something I'll do in the future. Another video idea would be how to get these powder coated. I actually don't love Flyin Miata's bronze, the shade of bronze they chose, so that's an idea. But I also, like I mentioned, wanted to coat my winter wheels in bronze, so wow, so many emotions. Anyways, thanks for watching another Flywheel Films video, and let me know what else I should do, and keep me accountable to not take 3 years to do it this time. Cheers. Whoa, stop the credits. Very important. Torque wrench. Don't forget to torque down your wheels, ladies and gentlemen. From what I've read, I think it's about 85 foot-pounds. So gonna do that really quick, then I'll go drive. Don't forget to torque down your wheels. Ask me how I know. And when you torque them, make sure you do it in a star pattern that puts even pressure on the wheel as you put it in. So now you know how to torque down your wheels. Okay, now back to the credits or B-roll or whatever's happening. Hello, PS, PSS, PS. What comes after PS? Postscript. Wasn't sure if I'd have to sync the VIN to the TPMS or how that works. I've never done TPMS. My winter wheels don't have it. I just live with the low light, or the missing TPMS sensor light, I guess. These just synced automatically and worked. Went to a fuel pump, filled it up with air. Air pump, not fuel. Yeah, wow, I need coffee. Thanks for watching. The video's finally over. You can go on about with your day now. I apologize.